Welcome back. You're watching the South African Morning. Now, e-hailing company Bolt has come under fire in recent months. It's accused of not vetting its drivers. In the past week, one of its drivers appeared in court on rape charges. And now, a Northwest University student, Atang Swartbooi, has started a petition calling for Bolt to verify its drivers' credentials. The petition has garnered over 130,000 signatures so far. Swartbooi is the founder of the hashtag #YouBeforeMe initiative against gender-based violence and joins us now to discuss this petition further. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Atang. I mean, we've seen over the last few months, as I've read in my intro, atrocious incidents being committed in Bolt taxis. So, I mean, just some of the motivation that got you to put together this petition and garner the signatures that you've managed to do so already.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Zena. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge follower of you. So thank you so much. Yeah, I think it was pretty apparent that we had to have or set up a way in which we could constructively attack a problem which so significantly affects everyone in South Africa. There was a lot of conversations here and there which I felt was pretty not productive, but was, in terms of awareness, the benchmark of speaking to Bolt. So then I had to create a petition to basically get everyone on the same platform, to get everyone on the same vision, on the same line, in order for us to really tackle this issue head on.
Have you been speaking to stakeholders like government, any Bolt stakeholders, just to shine a light on the dangers of using this e-hailing service?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be pivotal for the government to come into play here, because Bolt South Africa is operating in South Africa, and it's them who must be the decision makers in how Bolt regulates the safety measures put in place by Bolt South Africa. I think it's going to be crucial for Bolt South Africa to also engage the people of South Africa. I think so many times we've seen a detachment from Bolt to South Africans, the people that use the service. They don't have that humane nature before them to actually deal with such problems. It feels so self-generated from PR instances. I was contacted by a PR company instead of Bolt itself. So it was a concern for me in that regard. And I hope that the government comes into play here, because it is South Africans who are in danger.
No, absolutely. Maybe explain to us why you've said that Bolt should rather vet their drivers better instead of having Bolt cancelled completely. There have been people who've reached out to the Minister of Transport to say you need to remove Bolt from the e-hailing services that are currently offered in the country. But you're just saying just regulate your drivers better.
Okay, so firstly, I just want to clarify something. The Bolt petition is not radical. We are not asking for a complete cancellation of Bolt. Bolt sent an open letter to the public saying that they have 40,000 drivers under their organization, which we completely understand, hence why we don't want to cancel Bolt. We want to afford them the opportunity to respond instead of react. And by response, I mean be proactive in how they do things. Otherwise, we'll be setting a precedent for all e-hailing services to basically be cancelled every time something goes wrong. So what we are saying is that they must improve. They must take proactive measures in order to help those victims who have been exposed to gender-based violence before by its drivers, or all those passengers who might potentially be put in danger. What we don't want is for a convenient company like Bolt. It's very convenient. Some people find taxis, normal taxis, inconvenient. So we don't want that. We want as many opportunities for South Africans as possible to be able to live their day-to-day lives as conveniently as they can. And Bolt South Africa is one of the ways to do that. But it doesn't help that it's done under fear. So that's why we must vet and verify instead of cancelling the whole thing.
No, absolutely. And it's very important what you say, because Bolt is found in areas where you wouldn't otherwise find an Uber. So some remote areas where the more popular Uber is not available. And that's when most people are vulnerable, because they really don't have any other choice.
Yeah, no, like for instance, in Potchefstroom, we don't have Uber services here. We have Bolt services. And I think it's a shame that we don't have as many options as you want to, because I think that people would revert to Uber because of the pressure that Bolt is under to take these redress measures into consideration. So I do think that Bolt needs to act, because it's not available other e-hailing services are not available in other parts of South Africa. So I think it's going to be pivotal for them to show a response, to be proactive in however they do or regulate the vetting or verification of its drivers.
Right. Give us some details. How long are you planning to run the petition for? How many signatures are you hoping to get? And what exactly are you hoping to get as a response from Bolt? Because obviously they won't be responding immediately or react immediately to the demands that you're making.
Okay, so firstly, I want South Africans to keep signing the petition because a woman is raped in South Africa every day. And we want to make sure that when we engage with Bolt, that it is apparent, then it becomes clear that South Africans are on the same page in terms of wanting to sign the petition. Then in terms of what we want from Bolt, we want to engage with them. And I sent them an open response yesterday, published at 12 o'clock, saying that we would like a one-on-one meeting with them. And then I would also like to have an open forum with them. I think so many times we've seen Bolt not be transparent, open, and accountable to South African citizens. Here's a way to mitigate those. Here's a way to engage with South African citizens, hear stories, hear victims' experiences, hear passengers' experiences on Bolt. There are so many people who we don't know about. There are so many things that we don't know about that have not been said either on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, or wherever Bolt is trending at the moment. So we want South Africans to keep signing the petition, as it is going to be pivotal in us when we engage with Bolt South Africa. That's going to be the pinnacle of the whole thing. The human beings behind the petition are asking for you to take these redress measures.
No, absolutely. Atang Swartbooi, their student behind the petition against Bolt, joining me this morning. Thank you very much for your time this morning, and I appreciate you following me and all your support. And of course, we'll continue to watch what happens in terms of what's happening with Bolt, and hopefully you get some positive response from the stakeholders involved there.